What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel, the Sara Vibes. Today I'm gonna be sharing about some of the resources I use to prepare for the MCAT as well as test myself. So the first resource I would like to share with you guys that I really used and was very helpful is Khan Academy. I primarily used Khan Academy to cover the content revision related to psychology and sociology. Just a note that these videos some of them are a bit old. I will share later on the AAMC MCAT outline that is the most updated, which you can refer to make sure the things you're studying are up to date or that you're not missing out on anything. But I would highly suggest looking into Khan Academy as a way of getting a good overview and revision into classes that you might have taken in undergrad but you need a refresher for, or things that you've never taken before. The second resource I would like to share are the Kaplan review books. I use the Kaplan review books, and this is just the physics one that I'm showing, but they have the books for all the subjects that's tested by the MCAT. I used them in my first time and again when I was retaking the MCAT. The difference though in how I use the Kaplan review books, the second time, I just used them as a reference and I didn't sit down and read them line by line. I would suggest doing the same because the MCAT, there is no one guide that really covers every little thing, which is why I think it's crucial to have multiple resources that you can refer back and forth to so you cover all your bases. The next free resource that I would recommend, highly recommend, are AK lectures on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you just search AK lectures, you will see playlists of different topics. So this is a free resource as well, and I would recommend you using it to do your content revision primarily. Of course, you don't need to watch all the videos on AK lecture, but as you're using the AAMC MCAT outline and Khan Academy and the Kaplan books, if you find that something is missing or you don't really understand it, I think Andre does a great job of delving deeper and explaining things in a much simpler manner. Okay, so the next resource is by Chad's Prep. If you look up his channel on YouTube, those are free. I also used his paid resource, which is his own website that is essentially an MCAT bundle. It has MCAT specific videos where he covers topics related to the MCAT. This is a paid one, so if you have some money that you don't mind spending to do some more targeted studying, I would highly recommend his course. For me, the physics and the chemistry subjects were really, really helpful because I primarily studied biology in university, so I didn't have a very strong foundation for the physical sciences. I would also recommend his lectures on YouTube, so those are free of charge. However, they're not necessarily targeted for the MCAT. Alright, the next resource is a free one as well. It's on Spotify or wherever you have your music or podcasts. It's called MCAT Basics. It's a wonderful free resource that really helped me keep engaging with the content even in my free time. I would be studying in the mornings before going off to work, and then whatever topic I had covered for that day, I would find it on MCAT Basics podcast and listen to it during my commute, so that I made sure that I was constantly reviewing what I had learned. This was a great way to take advantage of my free time, and it really helped reinforce those topics. Those are the resources I use to do content revision. If you've watched my other video, you know that I'm big on using practice questions as an active way of learning, as an active way of testing yourself. So the resources I used to test myself primarily, it was UWorld. So I would highly recommend UWorld. You can do a free trial for a week, I believe. However, after that, it will be a charged resource. You can choose how many months you want to sign up for it. I used UWorld for all the sections of the MCAT except for cars. So if you go to the UWorld website, you can see they have an MCAT section and you can do a free trial. They basically have questions for all the sections. You can even test yourself, so you can set a timer and the number of questions you want to do for that day, and they split it up into sections within the subject as well. They also have really good explanations, and they're just a wonderful resource because they kind of also simulate the MCAT exam itself. So while you're doing practice questions to figure out your content gaps, simultaneously you can get more familiarized with the format of the MCAT as well. For cars, I used another free resource. So these are very popular. If you go on Reddit for the MCAT, you have probably seen Jack Westin's Cars passages, and these are daily passages that they produce and put them online, and you can basically select the section here. You can pick cars, and you can even select the topics that you think you need more practice with. I would suggest at the beginning you just do all the topics, every day you do at least one or two, and keep it consistent. I would say for cars, that's key. So obviously testing yourself before the exam is very important. What I mean by that is taking a full-length practice exam, or even before that, a half-length mock exam. You can find many free ones online. So Exam Crackers, the Princeton Review, Blueprint, Kaplan, as well as the AAMC, they all have these free practice ones. However, they also have bundles that you can buy for more practice. If budget is an issue, I would highly recommend getting the AAMC practice full-length exams, because those are from the AAMC themselves, and they are the most representative of what the MCAT can be like. Lastly, I mentioned the AAMC outline a couple of times. So if you just Google AAMC outline for the MCAT, you can see here what's on the MCAT exam, and that will guide you to a PDF, which will essentially let you know for each section of the MCAT what is going to be tested. So for amino acids, which is a very high yield topic that's tested on biochem section, biochem, you can see what could be tested. So things you should know, such as the absolute configurations at the alpha position, the classifications of amino acids, very high yield, the reactions that they're involved with. So this is a great way for you to make sure you've covered everything that's expected of you to know on the MCAT. If anything is missing on the Kaplan books or on the channels of videos you're watching, you can go over the outline and make sure you've covered all your bases. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share. I would really appreciate the support. Let me know if you have any questions about this video, or if you would like me to make other videos about my MCAT journey. I am just sharing my own personal experience and what really helped me score high on the MCAT and get into medical school. Thanks again, and see you for the next video.